Reading has been a favored pastime for centuries and has influenced the lives of individuals, political bodies, and the public at large. This popular hobby has adapted in the past decade to meet the changing standards of a modern society. E-readers, from Kindles to Nooks to iPads, have changed the face of reading for recreation and have opened avenues of exploration for readers of all ages. Within schools in particular, e-readers offer a variety of opportunities for students to develop and grow in new and innovative ways. Throughout the next several minutes, we will explore the various benefits and detriments to these tools in the classroom. Traditional reading instruction includes paper, pen, and a physical novel. Students and teachers take turns reading aloud from these novels and keep notes on their thoughts in notebooks and binders. In recent years, teachers have discovered that this method of teaching is no longer engaging students or affecting significant change in student ability. This may be due to the lack of modern technology in instruction. Students in today's classrooms are accustomed to using technology tools for recreation and socialization outside of school. They're familiar with the applications and abilities of modern portable technologies. When they come to school, they must leave this knowledge at the door to participate in traditional teaching methods that do not reflect their own experience of communication. Using e-readers in the classroom can help bridge this gap between student experience and classroom lessons. Students with e-readers can take notes, highlight, and look up words right on their device rather than handling dictionaries and notebooks. This form of learning more closely matches the interactions between students and technology outside of school, and as a result may lead to greater success in learning new material. Mary Sindlinger, a 9th grade English teacher at the Ernie Davis Academy in New York, offers more insight into the advantages of e-readers in the classroom.
Well, the cool thing about e-readers is it would allow every student to have the text in front of them, regardless of paper. And I know on my Nook I can highlight passages. There's a section for notes, and the cool feature is the dictionary is already built in. So if they don't know the word, they can just access it and then put that in their notes so they have that resource to look it up. And those are a lot of the annotating skills that I've been working on teaching in the classroom. And of course now it's here's your hard copy paper of the text, and then here's your hard copy paper of the vocabulary that I'm going to give you, and then you need to circle or box the words and then go to the dictionary and look them up and then copy down the definition. So there's a lot of steps there. Of course that deters some of the kids because that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Whereas pushing a button on my e-reader that already gives me the definition that I can then copy and paste into my notes, done. And that, you know, that's another benefit of using e-readers in the classroom. I can put the text there. I can have everybody on the same page, so to say, in terms of highlighting connections that they've made, or identifying the central idea of the text, or even tracking characters throughout it when they're looking for those traits to do their analysis for the end of a unit or the middle of a unit.
E-readers offer students freedom of choice in their reading selection and allow students to be better organized with their school supplies. Students will no longer need to carry multiple textbooks and notebooks for each class. Instead, they can access each of these tools on their e-reader device, be it a Nook, Kindle, tablet, or smartphone.
I also do with my classes an independent accountable reading. So if we had access to Lexile level books that were already electronically there to read, I had a student come today, he's like, I don't have my book for tomorrow because they're actually having to go find hard copy books and then carry them around and make sure they bring them. And you know, sometimes they read them at night and they leave them on their bedside. I've been known to do that too. Whereas if their device has the e-reader on it, then they just know that that goes with them every day, like their cell phone. I mean, they all have their cell phones that they carry every day. That's kind of normal now for us. So
it's like a portable library.
Correct. And then they would have many, many more resources because our library is limited here in the district. Books can be free. There is a time limit though. Sometimes when you borrow from a library the ebooks, if you don't read it in the certain amount of days, then you have to, like, they take it back. And so if you don't have it read, you're kind of limited there. But if it's a document, then there's no limitations on it.
E-readers may also benefit students with disabilities. The many tools and applications available to students through Kindles, Nooks, and iPads help students with disabilities to gain greater independence and discover a passion for reading and learning. Megan Smith, a special education teacher at the same academy, has personal experience with e-reader success in a classroom for students with special needs.
I used it with a kid that struggled with reading so that he could listen to the audiobook and follow along because it highlighted as he went. It was something that he owned privately and his parents bought for him to use. Okay. So that was something that was that's why they bought it. I think because of his lack of ability, it made him feel more independent. It's probably intimidating to be 18 and not be able to read to yourself.
Right.
Some of them define words that's helpful. They're definitely a good idea for kids that are struggling if they know how to access the technology.
Right.
Because if I have to teach them to do that, I might as well keep working on learning to read.
So
that's why it's really beneficial if it's theirs, so it travels with them and not a new device every year.
As Ms. Smith points out, teachers and students must have the proper knowledge of their e-reading devices in order to use the tools appropriately. One concern that has come to light in recent years is that each e-reader has a different interface and operating system. This means that the skill sets needed to operate each e-reader platform is different and may not be translated across all devices. This is a problem for students and educators alike because the skills needed to operate an e-reader in class must be taught to students each time a new device is introduced or a current device is updated. This requires administration to present frequent and expensive trainings for teachers to ensure that students are being taught by well-informed educators. Sonia Barchette, a librarian and media specialist at the Ernie Davis Academy, shares her understanding of incorporating e-readers into classroom instruction.
They are completely different. A Nook and a Kindle look, feel different. The apps are different. So there's definitely a learning curve. Our kids like to think they're really technology savvy, but when you start working with them, you really see where the deficits are because they really don't know.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, I learned by trial and error, but for them, they go in with the assumption that they know. So there's that curve too of teaching them all of that. And I think also with an e-reader, there are lots of benefits, but you have to teach them those benefits. They're not going to just automatically know how to use, oh, okay, this word I don't know, how do I use the dictionary that's in there? And then there might be other tools that are there, whether it's text to speech, and showing them. So there's a whole nother piece to teaching them how to use the technology in addition to just using the technology.
There are many things to consider when integrating technology into the classroom. Another important facet to integrating e-readers into instruction is the cost of starting an e-reader initiative. Integrating modern technology tools is an expensive undertaking and is not a reasonable goal for many school districts. Schools may explore the option of buying a set of e-readers for classroom use, but these would not be individual student devices and as a result would not offer the same benefits to students using the tools. For example, students who share e-readers with peers would not be able to input their own notes into the device or download their own library of books. This limits students and teachers in their ability to use the device and would not promote 21st century literacy skills to the same extent that a personal device would.
$9 for example, To Kill a Mockingbird versus, let's see, an e-reader is, I think on the good side, $50 to $60, but then you still have to purchase the book for each of the e-readers. It's not a one, it's the same as if you had to purchase a paper copy. And then the maintenance of the e-reader as well. Again, charging, you have to charge the e-readers. I don't know of an e-reader that holds a charge for an 80-hour school day. So what do you do when the reader goes down? So the traditional, at this point, the traditional is still the best method for us. Financially, budgets aren't exactly looming in the textbook or any other library budgets, let's just put it that way. I would love to be able to loan out e-readers, but my budget, in fact, is being cut next year in half. So my capability of what I can offer to students in the electronic version has become really difficult.
It is clear that the benefits of e-readers would be an immense support for students in the classroom. However, before these tools can be integrated into regular curricula, school districts would need to find the money to provide devices for students and training for teachers. This will take a great deal of effort and resources from administration and educators. Ms. Smith summarizes this well in her final statement.
When the money catches up with the technology, we'll be in a great place.